Hi guys, welcome to Reykjavik. It's a little bit windy, a little bit rainy. We are gonna visit the Reykjavik Zoo today, the Valley of Laugardalur over here. So we're gonna check out the Icelandic animals, and I'll tell you a little bit of stories about them. So Laugardalur, so this is the Reykjavik Zoo over here, or the family and animal park, domestic animal park. Some Icelandic birds over here. The first land animal that we're going to visit is the original land animal, the only animal that was here when the settlers arrived here around 900. The Arctic fox. They are believed to have arrived like 10,000 years ago with icebergs to Iceland. And that's the only original settler. They lived on birds and trout and stuff, fish from the rivers. There are about two types here in Iceland. One is the white furred one that turns a little bit red-brown in the summertime. And then this is the main species in Iceland. They are about 70%. They are this red-brownish. And here we have the minkies, or a sleeping minky. That's one of the animals that escaped here. People started farming these for the skin like in about 1870. Of course, when they arrived here about 1930s, some of them escaped captivity and they really liked Iceland. Now they're basically all over Iceland except some islands where they can't swim to. The reindeers, yeah, they're about 7,000 now, to the east of Water Glacier, Vatnajökull. And they're hunted about 1,200 per year so there's a lottery, so hunters can win a lottery. So it's basically to cull the stock a little bit, because the Icelandic winters are a bit hard for these creatures, strangely enough. Even though they live in places like Lapland, and it's a bit hard to get food here. Let's check out here. Birds. We have some pigeons over here. Some of the animals that came here with the settlers, they have developed certain traits. So they are very hardy, usually a little bit small compared to, their counterparts in Europe. They can survive the cold winter here. So these are the settler hens, or the settlement hens. They have thicker coats than most hens, and they are not breeding as much as like the white hens that are used for to get our eggs. Some people like to have it like here in the city. They have a small cabin or a small house in the garden. Yeah, everybody seems to be in this mood today. Not gonna stay outside very long, but I'm gonna show you these guys, of course. Yeah, they like the attention. Nobody has come check them out probably today, so they are circling around me. Do you see them? They're following me around. I think they're hungry. Well, I'm not sure. Some people, there are a lot of legends about these seals being like humans under a spell, both here in Faroe Island. Some people say it's related to people of ancient Egypt, or people of the Faroe that were condemned after dealing with Christians. But there are also just stories that in the Faroe Island that they are people that drown to sea, they change into a seal. So it's frowned upon to kill them in the Faroe Island. And it's forbidden here also, actually now. Hi there! Hi! Now that is a cow. Or a bull. Yeah. Let's check it. Yeah, it's a bull, of course. So this is where you hang up your snittu or your pacifier. Icelandic children, or some of them, they hang up there. It's like a sign of that they are old enough, so they give their pacifier to the animals. Yeah, pigs were brought with them, with the settlers also, but didn't survive here, and they've basically ceased to exist here in the middle of the 14th century, 15th century, something like that. But then they started growing them again about the 18th century here. And of course the famous pig called Særhrimur, or hog called Særhrimur. He is always slaughtered in Valhalla, the feast hall of Odin. He's slaughtered there every day, and he basically fills the stomachs of all the Einherjar, the warriors that fall in battle and are brought to Valhalla by the Valkyries. And then he is resurrected every night. It's a small zoo, of course, just with a couple of domestic animals. Stubby, yeah, there's a lot you don't know about Reykjavik. Even though it's small, there are only about 130,000 that live in Reykjavik. But in the Great Reykjavik area, it's about 210,000 people. So this is an original settler, the Icelandic horses. You're curious, I know. So the Icelandic horses have of course developed really hardy traits here living in Iceland. They don't need much to survive. They can stay outside in horrible snow blizzards. They don't need much to be able to survive in Iceland. And they have of course developed certain traits that are not to be found in many horses. They have 5 gaits, so like pace and gallop and trot and walk, and then a special gait called turt, which is like a 4 gaits, very smooth run. And they are really equipped to run through the Icelandic landscape, which is they're very sure-footed, they are very friendly. And they are sold abroad, these animals, and they are horse competition, like World Cup of the Icelandic horse. And they are sold from around 3,000 US to maybe 300,000 US if there's a competition horse. You can't import any horse to Iceland. If a horse leaves Iceland, he can never come back. And of course, here we have the sheep, our most important food source through the centuries. We eat everything from the sheep, and I mean everything, even that head. Yes, I know. Don't worry, I won't eat you now. And of course, our favorite Sunday meal is like a leg of lamb. These sheep have of course also developed certain traits that are not to be found in many places. They have an inner layer and outer layer wool, so they can survive really cold winds and temperature. Some people say that they have like a sixth sense, so they know when bad weather is coming, so they lead the flock to shelter. And there are more sheep in Iceland than people, actually. There are about 500,000 sheep in Iceland, just 360,000 people that live here. And here we have the Icelandic goats. Similar like the others, they developed certain traits that are not to be found anywhere else. Very hardy, very sturdy. They became nearly extinct on the middle of the 19th century. But now there are about 1,200 of these Icelandic goats. Mostly there are about, I think, 200 or 300 at a place called Háafell Farm to the west of Iceland. They became really famous in Iceland when a dragon ate one, or in the world when a dragon ate one in Game of Thrones. This is the field of the horses here. Then we have a little bit of a reptile and exotic animals here. So like I said, it's very popular for families too. So the snake is inside the skull over there. I'm not sure if you see it, but it's a red shape inside the skull. So guys, I think this is just good enough for today. So I'm gonna grab a big cup of coffee.